At first glance, it may appear small, only a tenth of an ounce of gold. Yet that very fraction tells a tale of rarity. Gold coins in fractional weights are often overlooked by casual collectors, but this oversight is what makes them so enchanting. To hold this piece in your palm is to hold a rare intersection between affordability and exclusivity, between the accessible and the elite. Every inch of its surface was sculpted with intention, every curve and relief a whisper of artistry. The face of the coin features the graceful springbok, leaping across the felt, a silhouette both dynamic and serene. That iconic image has adorned South African gold coins for decades, a testament to national pride and the purity of design. Around its edge, the inscriptions, the year 2015, the weight and purity, the words South Africa, sometimes the mint mark, all integrate with the imagery in perfect balance. There are no superfluous flourishes, no distractions. Each detail has its purpose, reinforcing that sense of elegant restraint that on the reverse, classic elements resonate. The purity hallmark gleams in miniature letters. The golden field shimmers subtly as ambient light shifts, revealing faint textures, almost invisible until you turn it just so. Viewed under a magnifier, the surface shows minute lines and patterns, a fingerprint of the minting process, each confirming authenticity and origin. That level of detail invites close inspection, rewarding the eyes of connoisseurs and experts alike. For collectors, the value of such a coin does not rest solely in its gold content. Yes, the bullion value anchors it to the market, but the real premium comes from its scarcity, its condition, its story. A coin from 2015 in flawless or near-flawless condition, original packaging, full documentation. That combination elevates it above others of its kind. The fewer the specimens remaining in pristine state, the more each one becomes a treasure rather than a mere collectible. Imagine a shelf of gold coins, uniform in weight, design, and place of origin. Now imagine these are gradually filtered. Some show hairlines, others mild wear, a few marred by storage mishaps. The one that remains untouched, original luster, no blemish, becomes the prize. That is exactly the fate of some examples of this South African 10th-ounce coin. These few perfect survivors carry with them not just gold, but an aura. But value is not static. Over the years, interest in fractional gold, in coins with story and origin, has grown. Buyers want more than metal, they want provenance. They want the tale behind the coin. And this South African piece delivers. It is minted in a country globally recognized for gold mining and bullion production. It is part of a lineage, the Great Hall of Fame among coins, yet fractional, thus bridging worlds, collectible and investment. When you speak to serious collectors, you'll hear phrases like premium over spot, numismatic leg, market depth. In this coin, those features have aligned. Its bullion value follows gold's movements, but its numismatic value tracks rarities, auctions, global demand. In prominent auctions, examples of this coin, especially in high grades, have drawn intense bidding, exceeding expectations. Some have passed between private collectors. Others have surfaced in specialty coin exchanges. Occasionally, one emerges in a major auction house catalog, catching the eyes of experts. That excitement is contagious. A collector sees the photo, reads about its condition, notes the year and origin, and wonders, could I acquire this piece of excellence? The uncertainty adds to the thrill, because there is no guarantee this coin will remain available. Once certain specimens are locked in private collections, seldom do they reappear. The law of supply, or the scarcity effect, asserts itself that a great coin does more than sit in a display case. It tells, this was minted in a certain era. It witnessed economic currents, changes in demand, shifts in collector interest. It traveled hands. It may have crossed continents. To hold one is to hold a span of time. When you inspect it, you imagine the presses in South Africa, the vaults, the journeys to auction halls or dealers in Europe, Asia, the Americas. You see the hands that graded it, the eyes that judged its surfaces. You sense the current collector who held it before you, and the potential owner who will hold it next. For those who wish to present this coin to an audience, the narrative is rich. You begin by evoking the moment of its creation, molten gold poured, pressed in dies, the cold imprint of art onto metal. Then you lead the viewer through its design, layer by layer, the springbok in mid-leap, that flawless field, the inscriptions that circle with meaning. You pause to show under magnification the micro-textures and signs of authenticity. You talk about condition, grading scales, the difference between MS, mint state, PF, proof finish, and the slightest marks or toning that shift a grade. You bring in comparisons. What has happened in past auctions? What similar pieces have fetched? You emphasize provenance. Whether the coin comes with original paperwork, packaging, or a well-documented chain of ownership. You show how rarity compounds value, how many were minted, how many survive in top condition, how many are actively available. You close by projecting the future, the enduring nature of gold, the growing appetite for numismatic treasures, and that unique momentum that sometimes lifts a special coin far beyond simple metal value. Throughout, your tone remains respectful, slightly reverent, letting the coin's beauty speak. Use descriptive language that evokes light, luster, texture, heritage. Let your listener or viewer feel weight and substance even through the medium of video or script. Above all, carry a sense of journey. This coin is not just minted, it lives, it travels, it tells.